My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Alright, today is May 26, 2026. It is 3:19 a.m. New subscribers, welcome. My subscription is going up, but my money, the estimate, is going down. $99. Just look at past videos, see how much the estimate revenues were. But anyway, so I took a while to gather some stuff for you guys. There's a lot of things about politics, economics, racism, but I shuffle through them for you guys. I try to give you as much that I can. Alright, so this might be for video 2, but for Harry and Meghan, this is what I sort of gather for you guys. I don't know about later, but later today I might want to focus on other things, my business and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's go on X. I have this. It's further down. It might be on video 2. Alright, first tweet. Alright, so yesterday was Memorial Day, and this lady is talking about, to tell you the truth, I did not know that. Okay, whatever she's about, what I'm about to show you, I did not know that. I don't know why I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay, so I thought I put it share it with you. Okay, I like reminding folks that foundational Black Americans are the reason why we celebrate Memorial Day. Okay, so let's listen.
The one we celebrate with fireworks and long weekends, it has Black roots that were never taught. After the Civil War ended in 1865, Union soldiers had been held prisoner at a racetrack in Charleston, South Carolina. More than 250 of them died there. But the Confederates just buried them in mass graves. No names, no ceremony. So 28 Black men, newly freed from slavery, spent 2 weeks digging them up and gave every single soldier a proper burial. They built a fence around the graves, and above the entrance, they wrote "Martyrs of the Race Course." Then on May 1st, 10,000 people showed up. 3,000 Black school children led the way, singing, carrying flowers, honoring soldiers who died for their freedom, making this the first Memorial Day. That happened 3 years before the government made it an official holiday. And for a long time, it was erased from history on purpose. So the next time you see a Memorial Day parade, think about the foundational Black American men, women, and children who held the first one. Share this with someone who thinks Black history starts and ends in February.
Okay, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. I'm not gonna go in the comments. Next tweet. Okay, I admit I did not know that. Okay, alright, so second tweet. Mel, Duchess Meghan only celebrated her anniversary to promote her candles. I'm telling you, they're really trying to get, I don't know what they're really trying to get, but it's like they can't stop talking about her. I love that image. Look at Harry. He was so happy. Meghan too, but you know. And also, to know how much they went through, the backstory that we now know, okay, to get to this, how they were trying to stop them. And every time I bring this type of topic up, it's because it reminded me that before they share their love, let the world know that they were seeing each other, they were courting, is that they got to know each other. And Harry, this is the brilliant of Harry. It might be simple, but because he knows his family, he knows if he goes and tell them, they will mess it up before he actually got to know Meghan. So he kept everything under the radar and got to know her personally and her friends, her family, which is Miss Doria. And yeah, that's the brilliance of him. He got to know Meghan from the foundational aspect of things, right from Meghan. And I think also what really, one of the things, because there's so many things, one of the things that really captivated him is that, in my humble opinion, when he was seeing Meghan, he got to be himself around everyone that Meghan surrounded herself with. He got to be himself. In that process, he saw nobody sold his story, his time with Meghan to anybody. So this is the thing, you know, we could see from Meghan's TV shows with her makeup artists and people she surrounds herself with, you could understand. You could understand. Alright? So these people are solid. Even those, I'm gonna try not to mention any name, even those from the beginning, at least for me when I started, and friends that were solid with her, even though we don't see them now, alright, because they themselves have family, they have their business to take care of, they don't show themselves, but I think they're still in the background, still being supportive, and that friendship, the private of their friendship, still solid. Even though we don't see them in the forefront anymore, I think they're still solid. Because Meghan is not the type of person, even though I don't know her personally, I don't think she will have kept those friends since, once she saw who they are and their personality and they match and things like that, I think she kept them for life. And they stood up for her as well. Alright, but anyway, I don't know why I bring all of this, but they were on my mind. So there they are here. I spoke a lot about this tiara in past videos. Alright, so there's me here. Wow, 11 hours ago. Okay, even though it's false, okay, I'm responding to this. Duchess Meghan only celebrate her anniversary to promote her candles. Alright, so there's me here. Even though it's false, at the same time, I have to say I don't give a F. She's a business person. It's about time she uses herself to promote her brand. The UK has been using her ever since. That's good promo for her brand by using herself. Okay, so what? It's her anniversary. She can do whatever the F she wants on her Instagram account. Alright, let me pause this. They won't be hustling to make as much money as possible if someone hadn't yanked their promises security overnight. Alright, whatever's here that said, bottom up. These people are so stupid. It's unbelievable. Why should she buy other candles when she has her own? Why are they looking anywhere? Why are they looking anyway if she's so irrelevant? The people who work for the mail are a bunch of high school bullies, never have anything nice to say about anyone, let alone Meghan. If this is how they treat people, then I bet their office is extremely toxic. You have to be one nasty mother effer to last there. Alright, I love that Harry and Meghan continue to live their lives and share via Meghan's Instagram or their website that the headlines look as deranged as they are as people. See the disconnect between them and the Sussex's reality. They are trying to shame her for making money while celebrating her anniversary. PSA, she can do both. Make that money off your own back. Thank you! Daily Fair has been making money off her, so why can't she? Yeah, I agree with that. It's almost the same thing that I said, but in a different way. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Alright, so I have some TikTok videos talking about the leftovers and alright, so this is one of them. Looking at it now, I think most of the TikTok that I have, it's her who's doing, talking about the leftovers. Alright, yep, the F1 found out. Alright, let's see what she has to say. I didn't listen to it yet, but 1 minute and 19 seconds. Screenshot.
The royal family should have kept Meghan and Harry around because Meghan and Harry were their only star power, and I can prove it to you. The BBC is not going to broadcast the Windsor's Commonwealth Day service as they have done for many years in the past.
They will.
Because these four do not draw enough interest to keep the program on the BBC.
They will broadcast it. They will. I don't know why. I don't watch it, but I think they will because they have to. They have to. But the star power that it once had is not going to be the same anymore.
That includes Kate and William, the younger members of the family. But I can guarantee you that if Meghan and Harry were still in the royal family and were planning to attend the Commonwealth Day service, the BBC would have been showing the clips of it all day long just to see Meghan and Harry step out of their cars and step into the church and do whatever else it is that these people do on the Commonwealth Day.
The thing is that if Harry and Meghan were there, that anticipation, you know, before something starts, if they know their favorite, whoever is gonna be there, is gonna be there, that anticipation, the joy, the getting ready to see them and things like that, this is dead. This is dead. But they will still show the Commonwealth, I think. Alright?
So coming back around to my thesis, Meghan and Harry are the only two with actual real star power. And these four could not stand that they were more popular than them. So now they will not be seen at all because they're so unpopular that there's no point.
They will still show it, but is that performative? They can't hold back their hate. I mean, we have to say, okay, many of you may not agree. They cannot pretend, all right? So we have to say thank you for showing that yourself. We know they don't like them. At least we know for a fact they do not like them. Because before, I'm telling you, Charles got me. When he walked Meghan down the aisle, I had a soft little thing for doing that. Not knowing that was before, okay? I didn't know all the little crazy stuff that was going in the background.
Photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who's with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding. I was just part of it, basically.
But on the facade, him walking Meghan down the aisle, I had a soft spot for him on that. Because all the things, they crafted so well. I didn't know all of this nonsense. Okay? At that time, I was not making videos at all about Harry and Meghan. I wasn't making videos at all. But they crafted so well where while the Princess Diana have said there's that pull and there's that push.
It's like being sucked in, just people pushing and then people pulling, all in the same direction.
They were doing both. They were controlling everything. In the background, they manufactured that nonsense, and it's very sad that the father, Meghan's father, play along with them and doing the make Meghan's side look bad. And thank God for Miss Doria for not playing along. Prop to Miss Doria. And then in the front, they were looking, okay, on the facade, they were looking as if they are the most composed, well behaved. They had that, you know, that high status. They got me on that. They truly did. And this is why the Oprah interview was very necessary, with all the BS leading up to the time they left the UK, because they manufactured the BS so well. But now that we know, we have to say thank you for showing who they are, so you know how to behave around them or stay the F away from them. So I don't know. It's better to know than not knowing. You know they are racist, stay away from them. All right? All of the things that you see going on in the US, okay? It's very sad that many Americans are playing along. They're paying them, not just the UK. Other countries are paying them to self-destruct and be able to do some of the things. And if America succeed with the Trump type of administration, that barbaric type of behavior, if it succeed, the rest of the country, you better watch out. Okay? I'm sorry, I went off. But
Royal family
oops.
should have kept Meghan and Harry
But if you've been listening to some of the things that I've been saying in the past, I remain consistent with my opinion because this is what I'm seeing. America is at a pedestal right now. Okay? This is the beginning. Trump showed us in the first term a little preview of what he's capable of doing. It's because there were well-minded people around him who was preventing him.
I'm Miles Taylor. I served as the Chief of Staff of the Department of Homeland Security under the Donald Trump administration. I would go into the office, I would read my intelligence brief, and then it was my job to help the Department of Homeland Security to keep our country safe. What we saw week in and week out, and for me after 2.5 years in that administration, was terrifying. We would go in to try to talk to him about a pressing national security issue, cyber attack, terrorism threat. He wasn't interested in those things. To him, they weren't priorities. The president wanted to exploit the Department of Homeland Security for his own political purposes and to fuel his own agenda. The California wildfires. On a phone call with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, he told FEMA to cut off the money and to no longer give individual assistance to California. He told us to stop giving money to people whose houses had burned down from a wildfire because he was so rageful that people in the state of California didn't support him and that politically it wasn't a base for him. The policies at the border. He wanted to restart zero tolerance and separate families. He said he wanted to go further and have a deliberate policy of ripping children away from their parents to show those parents that they shouldn't come to the border in the first place. A lot of the time, the things he wanted to do not only were impossible, but in many cases illegal. He didn't want us to tell him it was illegal anymore because he knew that there were, and these were his words, he knew that he had magical authorities. He was one of the most unfocused and undisciplined senior executives I've ever encountered. I came away completely convinced based on firsthand experience that the president was ill-equipped and wouldn't become equipped to do his job effectively. And what's worse, was actively doing damage to our security. People who are still serving in this administration have said to me, just wait until the second term. It'll be no holds barred. It'll be shock and awe. We'll do what we want. Given what I've experienced in the administration, I have to support Joe Biden for president. And even though I'm not a Democrat, even though I disagree on key issues, I'm confident that Joe Biden will protect the country. And I'm confident he won't make the same mistakes as this president.
America is at a pedestal right now. Okay? This is the beginning. Trump showed us in the first term a little preview of what he's capable of doing. It's because there were well-minded people around him who was preventing him. But those MAGAs, even though I think the election was stolen, but there's a great amount of people who's for him, despite it was stolen, who's pushing for this type of barbaric kind of behavior. And then other countries are making sure if the United States can turn this way, all these people who are in position of power, you think they're going to let it go? They're going to continue. There's a lot of things I don't show you that I came across. People are sending to me, and when I cannot back them up or I don't know what else to say, I just don't show it to you. But there's one video I remember, I don't think if I still have it, where it could have been maybe 3 years ago. They sent it to me, and it's like a freaking army. That's in Europe, by the way. This is what I'm saying. Europe, you better watch out. They have MAGAs over there as well. Even though MAGA stand Make America Great Again, but the mindset, okay? They have the same group of people. When those, what's this guy name? Look at, this is his picture. When he was promoting the Trump type of mentality, he's going to Europe to, promote it. You don't think there's people like that over there? The UK has it too. But the difference though with the UK, they are very masterful at this. They're sending people in front, but they're still in the back controlling. I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised. Even though it says Israel that's doing some of the thing in the Middle East, the mastermind of this, I will not be surprised if you really look and do major research and you plug all the dots, you don't leave anything behind, it will go back, originated in the UK. I will not be surprised. I don't have proof, but I will not be surprised if at the end of the day, it's the UK who's doing that. Okay, and I will never forget at the beginning when I started showing videos about Harry and Meghan, when William, Kate, and the horse, and all of them going out and public. I don't think William was doing it. I don't think he was doing it. But the wives, if I'm not mistaken, the wives, they were doing the white power sign. How do I know? I didn't even know what the white power sign is. Squatties who were in the comment section pointed out. And then when I look and the fingers and the hands and various images, I saw whatever the comment was saying in the tweet. Okay, so they've been promoting it. They know they are the mastermind behind all of the nonsense that's going on. But Trump, what happened? He cares about money. He's doing this because they're paying him. All right. So did I finish listening to this? Let me let it play completely. I'm sorry. I think I did finish it.
The royal family should have kept Meghan and Harry around.
Oh, yes, I did.
Because Meghan and Harry were their only star power, and I can prove it to you. The BBC is not going to broadcast the Windsor's Commonwealth Day service.
They will.
As they have done for many years in the past.
They will.
Because these four do not draw enough interest to keep the program on the BBC. That includes Kate and William, the younger members of the family. But I can guarantee you that if Meghan and Harry were still in the royal family and were planning to attend the Commonwealth Day service, the BBC would have been showing the clips of it all day long, just to see Meghan and Harry step out of their cars and step into the church and do whatever else it is that these people do on the Commonwealth Day service. So coming back around to my thesis, Meghan and Harry are the only two with actual real star power. And these four could not stand that they were more popular than them. So now they will not be seen at all because they're so unpopular that there's no point.
I agree to a certain point with her. The thing that they will not show is the numbers. Okay, how many people were watching? I don't know if this will be made public, but they will show them. Okay, these people, they have no shame. The royal family have no shame. Anytime that they can be seen, they will show their face. They will show their face. The BBC will show it. Okay, it will show it. But the numbers, they may not let people know how many viewership was there. Alright, it was the same for Diana. The problem is the royal family were deluded and thought they were popular. No, Diana was popular. They just benefited from her fame. Harry and Meghan popularity brought new fans and interest to the royal family. The royal family believed this was theirs to claim. Now Harry and Meghan gone, equal boring. That is true. Alright, that's the life. Here you are so funny. Whatever else they do on Commonwealth Day, seriously, they will show it. Okay, but that anticipation leading up to the royal family coming out, that's what we may not see. All right, the get ready. You know, when something is about to happen, you know, people are so happy, parties leading up to. This is not gonna happen. All right, but they will show the Commonwealth Day. Can happen to a better bunch. That's an ad. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. I saw the thing, the two penguins, but let me like it just in case. There's a picture of Meghan. There's a lot of I like that. Alright, there's a lot of things. Look at this. This was during the funeral. Look at the what's her name? Sophie's face. You know, when you look at something like this, a picture like that, Sophie looking at Meghan like that, this is something deep from the core. Meghan didn't do anything to her. Okay, I'm pretty sure there weren't that many interactions between Meghan and her. There were none. But for her to look at Meghan like this is something deep. The hate that is so deep. And this is what I'm saying. I'm glad they show who they are. So you just stay away from them. Okay, Sophie discussed loser. I'm so glad Meghan will never have to see these people in her life again. So much hate. Diana grandchildren are so far away from these vultures. It's very sad. The children are learning from this. I just hope, okay, this is not the first time I'm saying this. I just hope whatever miracle that Harry had gotten to be the person that he turned out to be. I just hope those children have that blessing as well. Okay, I cannot blame them right now for what the adults are doing around them. I just hope they are blessed with whatever miracle that strike Harry, to be a little bit more understanding. I think it would be hard for them. There would be well, there will be, okay, so many thoughts. At least Harry's experience is very well documented. Okay, his book, the Netflix docuseries, and so many other things. Spare. Okay, at least it's documented. There's interviews that Harry have done. There's one that I did on PYTE. This is the thumbnails of it. So if those kids learn and watch what happened to Harry, maybe they could learn from him. Okay, I want to give them their chance. I'm not gonna go and bash them because of what the adults around them are making them do. I just hope they are strike with whatever miracle that strike Harry to be the person that he is. I hope those children get that same as well. Alright, whatever nonsense that Charles taught William, thinking that the papers is the backbone of their crownship or their royalty, it's false. Because without the people, the establishment is nothing. No matter where you go, without the people, it's nothing. There's some tweet that I have. It will be on video too, about New York and the Knicks and all of that is gonna be on part 2. Where without the people, there's nothing. And I hope those kids learn from it. Okay, I'm not gonna read all of this. Alright, sorry Sophie, quit PR job. Alright, so that's that. I did a little research about what is it, her husband. When actually it was okay when I first started doing videos about Harry and Meghan, and I was very upset, especially Meghan was pregnant and all the nonsense that was being written about her. I didn't understand all of this. I'm telling you, it's those headlines that got me. And then I was so upset to see there's a pregnant woman, which was Meghan with Archie at that time, and I was like, how come any woman in the royal family are not speaking up? That's when I went to do my research. I had my my Twitter account since 2009. Okay, my original my main Twitter account since 2009. Never touch it. Just being in my la la land, you know, doing fitness, my business and all this. I was not into Harry and Meghan. But the headlines, you see sometimes on my community board, I'll post some articles for you guys. Okay, things like that. I will see them, read them and move along. But every time I saw headlines about Harry and Meghan in particular, it was negative. That's when I put one and one together, and I was like, wait a second. Meghan has been an actress. I didn't know about Suit. Yes, I did know about Suit, but I didn't really watch it. Just mind my own business. I was aware of a lot of things, but don't pay too much. There was no specific thing that I focused too much on. Let's just say, okay, I know about certain actresses or actors, but never really specific focus or follow them or anything like that. That was the same with Meghan. But when she married into the royal family, I was happy for her. Okay, because I used to think of the royal family, I used to held them at a higher standard, thinking they above all this pettiness. But when the headline were keep on popping about Meghan, I was like, wait a second, this woman have been in the public eye for whatever. All of a sudden, I'm seeing all those negative things about her. How come I didn't see that before? That was my thinking. And then I was like, let me go look. I started looking and looking, and then the first thing that lead me up to, thank God I had the mindset to record it and share them with you, was like the pedophile stuff. And then later on, from reading a tweet, and someone in the comment section said something that Sophie was pregnant, she had a miscarriage, and I was like, is that true? And I went to look. It was true. I document that as well. It's in one of my videos. I don't have top-notch edited videos or anything like that. You could go and check it out. And I was like, of all people, how come she's not standing up for Meghan? She's pregnant, and the headlines keeps. No, everybody shut their mouth. This is the thing I couldn't understand. And then every day, you know, I didn't do tweets like this. And I think what really caught me for making videos, I was reading comment under one of my videos, and the person was like, oh, I'm not on Twitter. Can you put more videos out like that? So now every time I'm on Twitter, I just record it, and occasionally I make the time to create a list and share them with you. So that's how my channel come about. Alright, but the royal family, you know, I have to say, at least now we know who they truly are. But anyway, let's move on. Next tweet. Oh my God, I might have part 1 and part 2. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. Alright, so this is another TikTok video of that lady again.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.